What's up guys, my name is Liam, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Gravastar Mercury M1 Pro and the M2. These are without question some of the best looking gaming mice that I've ever seen, but how are they actually used for gaming, and more importantly, is this going to be the perfect gaming mouse for you? Let's check it out. And before we get started today, I did want to let you know that Gravastar did send these out to me, but everything you're going to be seeing in this video is going to be my own words and my own opinions. Inside the box, both of these mice come with pretty much the same things. They come with a USB-C cable, a pair of grips, an extra set of skates, a user manual. They do both have the 1K receiver and the 1K dongle adapter. The only difference is that with the M1 Pro that it does come with this 4K dongle. And this has the same stylistic approach as the actual mouse itself, with these holes, some RGB underneath, and it does have a rubberized bottom. Everything about the M1 Pro and the M2 are pretty much identical to one another as far as the overall feeling, the switches, the skate design, the functions. Again, just with the M1 Pro, it is a little bit heavier. It does have the capability for the 4K pulling rate, but aside from that, same skate design over here on the bottom with both of them. And really simple stuff when it does come to the functions. You do have the power button here. If it's in the middle, it's powered off. You can move it over here to the right side to enable Bluetooth, over here to the left side to enable either the 1K receiver with the M2 or the 4K dongle or the 1K receiver with the M1 Pro. And when it comes to the skates, it does have these 6 contact points right here, and in all honesty, these skates, they did actually perform pretty quickly on all the pads that I used. The one issue that I did have with them, however, is they're incredibly low profile. So if I was using this on any style of a more plush style pad, even I was testing it out on the Corsa Ninja, and it was actually scraping the mouse pad quite a bit once I got around to the edges. But when it does come to the overall functionality of this mouse, everything seemed to be working as it should be. The clicks, there is very minimal pre-travel and not a whole lot of post-travel as well. The clicks on here, they honestly feel pretty good in general. Scroll wheel has a nice rubberized scroll wheel. You do have nice defined clicks. Easy to spam the center scroll wheel. The side buttons on here, they feel pretty good. They were a little difficult to access, but as you can see, there's a little bit of play due to the fact that these are actually magnetic on the outside. But the clicks themselves, once you do click them in, there isn't a whole lot of post travel, just a little bit of pre-travel there, and going from front to back, even though it's very curved. I know this is a very different style of a mouse, but as you can see, there's a little bit of play. So really quick, let's go ahead and drop a click test of the M2 and the M1 Pro. And the build on both of these really feels as solid as a tank, but they are both pretty front heavy on both my copies. And when it comes to the Mercury M2, it is just a little bit lighter, coming in at 80 grams, which is by no means lightweight, but then the M1 Pro is a little bit heavier, coming in right under 90 grams. With the M2, it is using the older CompX MCU with the maximum polling rate of 1000 Hertz. When you come over to the M1 Pro, it is using the brand new Nordic MCU. It is also using the 4K CompX firmware solution. So all around, everything functions and performs properly as it should with both of these mice. All right, so now let's dive into the shape analysis of both these mice. Again, they both have the exact same shape. And normally, as you guys know that watch my channel, in my videos that I usually break down to a shape comparison, I figured in this one, I'm going to do just more of an overall shape analysis, because truly the shape of this is so different and so unique from anything else that I've used out there on the market. It honestly doesn't really compare to anything. So I'm just going to randomly throw up the Ninjutso Sora, not for any reason in particular, but just kind of go over the overall design of this and what it is actually like to grip and use in your gameplay. I've been testing the Mercury for quite some time now, and I've actually tried absolutely every type of grip on it. I've tried using this with claw, with palm, with fingertip grip, and just the overall design of it in general, even though it looks incredible, it does have all these really harsh like kind of edges on it all the way around the mouse, from the bottom up here in the top. So if I were to try and grip it with just like a regular claw grip or something like that, as you can see, there's not really a whole lot of area to put my pinky. It kind of just sinks in this hole right here, falls in here, kind of hangs out on this ledge. And it just lets you guys know this is a very like heavy, thick filling metal style of a mouse, so it's not by any means soft at all. So it does have all these edges all over it. It kind of has these uneven spots right here where this bar sits up higher and this one sits lower, and then you have this edge right here. So no matter how I tried gripping this mouse, honestly, I just could not get a good grip on it. Like I said, regardless of what it was, if it was fingertip, if it was a relaxed claw, if it was a palm, the only thing that I really got that kind of worked for me is if I were to grip it something like this. But even gripping it like this, I still struggled with it quite a bit, because as you can see here where my pinkies are, you have this metallic corner and edge right here, and no matter how I approach this, it just seemed to hurt my fingers and cause a lot of discomfort for me in the long run. But let's go ahead and just break down the overall design of it really quick. Let's go ahead and flip this upside down. So one thing that's really odd about the Gravastar Mercury is that what you might notice here just by looking at these is you're kind of looking like you're seeing a yin and yang. And in fact, if I were to flip the Ninjutso Sora upside down, now they actually look like they're pretty similar to one another. And then coming over to the front, one of the things about the actual design of the Mercury is I feel like on most gaming mice that it kind of starts more narrow at the bottom and kind of flares out going to the top. And as you can see, this kind of has the opposite effect. So the entire front of this mouse, it feels really bulky and almost kind of like chunky. It gets wider here at the bottom, but then it gets more narrow as it's going up to the top. So as you're gripping this mouse, it almost kind of feels like you're gripping a mouse backwards, because it does have this really aggressive round curve up here in the front, just like the back of most gaming mice. So just all around when I was trying to grip it, no matter how I was trying to grip it, that curve just kind of shoots your fingers off the mouse. And then another unique feature about this, most gaming mice, you know, they do have a bit of curve to them going from the middle to the sides. It's overall more of a flatter filling style on just about most typical gaming mice that I have experience with, and these are very aggressively slanted and very aggressively curved. So as I was trying to grip onto this in game, just when you're pushing down on, if you're doing any type of a tracking or anything like that, moving left and right, it just kind of, just a natural weight of your hands and pushing down into it, it kind of almost separates your fingers from one another. And it does have these little lips here on the edges, but I just kind of felt like, for me personally, that when you have a solid grip on your mouse when you're gaming with it, you don't really want the inconsistency of feeling like the mouse is just naturally just spreading your fingers apart, because sometimes when you get into tense tracking situations or something like that and you start getting more aggressive or pushing into the mouse more, or if you're trying to get any type of additional stopping power, I really felt like these buttons were so slanted that it just overall interfered with the stability of my aim and my shots. I really do appreciate the amount of effort that Gravastar tried to put into this mouse. Like I said, it looks great. They really tried hard to make it this really unique and cool looking design, which I do feel like they succeeded at doing so. But just in all honesty, everything about holding this mouse or using it, just with the thick edges, even the side buttons, they're kind of curved in. So no matter how you're gripping this, even though it was challenged to grip it, any type of grip style, I just kind of felt like the buttons, they're kind of curved in there. It's kind of hard sometimes to tell which one I was hitting with this aggressive curve on it. They are really close together. So even though the Mercury is not the mouse for me, or not something that I specifically could recommend for high level play for gaming, I do feel like the overall function of this mouse, they did obviously go in the right direction in some areas. I would just like them to see them come up with something with a lot more comfortable of a shape, and hopefully being able to get the weight down a lot more. All right guys, so if you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below. Aside from that, if you've enjoyed watching this video and are interested in seeing more videos like this in the future, please drop this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys again so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.